The purpose of this video is to walk you through the steps that you'll need to follow to submit an assignment inside your Clay Virtual Academy class. Although this is specifically an English 2 course, the same process would be followed in each class as long as it's inside the Florida Virtual School platform. The two areas that we're going to access today are the Lessons tab, which is where the textbook for your class is located. That's where you're going to get the information that you need, and also the instructions for completing the assignment. And then we're going to go to the Assessments tab, which is where you actually go to turn in your work. So we're going to start by clicking Lessons. Lessons will take us directly to the screen where we can navigate to the specific lesson that we want to work in. There are a couple ways that we can do this. Number one, we can click on the title of the module that we want to work in. If we clicked Module 1, it's going to open to the very first page, and then we would use the arrows to navigate through the lesson to access the page that we want to look to. This works well if you're at the beginning of the module, but if you're working towards the end, it can be a little time consuming to keep clicking the arrows until you get to where you want to go. So our other option, if we go back home to our menu screen, is to actually click the word Menu, where a drop-down box will appear. We can click the title of the module we're interested in working, and then a box will pop up which allows us to navigate specifically to the lesson that we want to go to. As you're working later in the module, this is very time efficient. For today's purposes, we're going to go to lesson 1.09. In this lesson, students are beginning to plan for a narrative essay that they're going to write. Remember that we want to scroll down and read all of the information on each page, and to navigate, we're going to use the right arrow to go to the next page. We also can click the caret beside the page numbers for the particular lesson, and we can jump pages. So this is very helpful if you're at the end of a lesson and you want to go back and review something. You can, instead of clicking the arrows to go to each page, you could jump to the page that you wanted to access. The information on exactly what needs to be submitted for each lesson can be found on the very last page. For this particular lesson, there are 9 pages. For some, there are less. For some, there are more. But you always want to make sure you go to the very last page. Here, the students are directed to demonstrate understanding of the pre-writing process by completing the narrative planner. Notice that here we have a hot link. If anytime you have a hot link, you want to click it, it's either going to take you to a document that needs to be completed for the assignment, or it's linked to a page that you need to access for more information. Here we have the narrative planner that needs to be completed. So if you notice, when you open it, you're not allowed to type or click in the boxes to type your responses. What you would want to do is to copy all of the information, and then we are going to create a new file in Microsoft Word, and we're going to paste it directly into the page. So at this point, we could go straight into the chart and type our answers. Some students like to change the font of their answers to make it stand out and to make your responses very clear to your instructor. That's a great strategy, but not required. You would want to go through and make sure that you've completed the entire assignment. Once you've done so, we want to save it. So we're going to File, Save As. A good rule of thumb when you're naming your file type is to make it easy to identify. Since this is lesson 109, we're going to name it 109. We're also going to insert the name of the class. This is helpful to you if you're saving files for multiple classes. This will help you easily look through your documents and identify which class the file is for. I have had several assignments submitted to me that had the correct lesson number, but it was for the wrong class. So this saves you from submitting your physical science assignments in your English class if we name it as such. So we're going to name it 109 English 2, and we're also going to put initials. This is Clay Student. So we're going to put his initials on his file, just as an identifier also. So we're going to save the file. Now that we have completed the assignment, we're going to go back into the lesson. We can X out our box because we have our chart. And notice we have another hot link here. This is the rubric. There should be rubrics available for each assignment that you need to complete. The rubric shows you exactly how your instructor is going to grade you, so this is very good information for you to look through and know exactly what needs to be included and how many points the assignment is worth. So the final thing that we need to do is to submit our completed work in the 1.09 Pre-Writing Process Assessment. To do that, we're going to navigate back to the Assessments tab. And then we're going to scroll down our list until we find 1.09. If you were working in the class, at this point you would have already submitted assignments 1 through 8, so this should be at the top of your list. So we're going to click 1.09. Notice that we have a comments box. Some students prefer to copy and paste information directly into the comments box. However, we have saved our information as a file. So what we are going to do is we are going to browse and locate our file. Remember, we named it 109 English 2 CS. So we've attached our file, and we're going to make a comment to our instructor that I have attached a file for lesson 1.09. This just lets your instructor know how you have submitted the work. So if when you submit it the attachment does not come through, this saves a couple steps and helps your instructor know exactly how they can help you when they contact you to say, hey, I got an assignment but it was blank, I didn't get your attachment. They know that that was your intention, so we can work through some steps to make sure that when you resubmit that it does come through. So once we have attached it and typed our note, we're going to click the button Submit for Grading, and then we're going to click the blue button to confirm that we would like to submit for grading. Notice once this happens, our screen is going to refresh back to the assessments page, and the 1.09 assignment has disappeared from the list, so we know that it has submitted successfully. So those are the steps that you would follow to complete or submit an assignment. If you have a lesson that designates you to complete a quiz, here you would navigate to the Assessments tab, open the quiz, complete the answers, whether it's multiple choice or essay response as it is available to you within the quiz, and again you would see the button to submit for grading. So those are the steps you would follow for those two types of assignments. If you have questions about how exactly to do that or need more information, please contact your instructor.